Long ago, there were two great kingdoms, one ruled by ice and the bitter cold, and the other by flames and fire. The Ice Kingdom lay far to the north, surrounded by towering mountains and frozen rivers, with vast pine forests glistening with snow. The Fire Kingdom was in the distant south, under a scorching sun and lands breathing fire, surrounded by barren deserts and ash-covered plains. In the Ice Kingdom, there was a princess named Isolda, a beautiful young woman with a pure heart, eyes like frozen lakes, and silver hair like the frost. Isolda was known for her ability to control the snow and create enchanting ice sculptures. Her mother, the queen, taught her the arts of cold and ice magic, as Isolda was destined to rule the kingdom one day. In the Fire Kingdom, there was a prince named Kael, a bold young man with hair red as flames and eyes that sparkled with firelight. He possessed the extraordinary power to control fire, able to ignite flames with just a gesture. Kael was raised by his father, the king, who taught him that fire's power required wisdom to prevent it from turning into destruction. The two kingdoms were in constant conflict, considering each other a threat to their existence. This enmity stemmed from an ancient incident where an evil sorcerer named Zaron, possessing destructive power, tried to conquer both realms. The kings of that time united and imprisoned him in an underground cave, and a generational conflict arose from fear of his return. One day, Isolda decided to explore the areas around her kingdom and found herself at the edge of the mountains, where she discovered a warm spring melting the snow. At the same time, Kael was touring his kingdom's borders and was drawn by a mysterious force to the same spring. Upon approaching, Isolda saw Kael, startled by the warmth surrounding him, while Kael froze in place at her icy beauty. Despite their differences, they felt a mysterious bond and began talking, discovering that much of what they'd heard about each other was only part of the truth. Peaceful coexistence was indeed possible. As days passed, their meeting at the spring became a shared secret, and a love began to blossom between them, despite all challenges. One day, Zaron, the evil sorcerer, sensed the power of their union and saw it as his chance to escape. Using his dark magic, he created a rift between the kingdoms by sending fake letters to both kings suggesting the other plan for war. Tensions rose, and people feared a battle that could destroy them all. Realizing what was happening, Kael and Isolda decided to stand against the wicked sorcerer to protect their worlds. They gathered a combined army of ice and fire warriors and led them to the cave where Zaron was imprisoned. A fierce battle ensued between the armies and the dark forces summoned by Zaron. Kael used his power to set fires around and weaken the darkness, while Isolda froze parts of the cave to shield their army from the flames. Ultimately, through their love and combined powers, Kael and Isolda overcame Zaron and sealed him in a deeper, harsher cave. They returned to their kingdoms, declaring peace between ice and fire. Kael and Isolda were married and established a united realm called the Kingdom of Light, where both cold and warmth existed in harmony and peace. Thus, their story became a legend passed down through the generations, about the love that overcame enmity and the courage that stood against darkness.